Rise and shine on Australia's Vision Christian Radio.
Well, Phil, today we embraced lots of international ideas, the fact that 130 nations were gathered together for a World Baptist Congress, and we really dug deep into the Japanese language. We, throughout the show... Throughout the show, we just really embraced Japanese culture, language.
You hear that far too many times during the show.
And we also interpret. So if you listen to the whole podcast, you will get the interpretation of what our friend in Japan
it's interesting
was actually saying.
To me that you change. Every time it's interpreted, it comes out with a different...
Well,
what's he saying now, Andy?
What he's saying is you're really going to enjoy the podcast because it's got lots of great stuff in it.
Great decision.
And...
Have a cappuccino?
What he said then was make sure you tie your shoelaces up before you go for a walk today as well.
Smart, smart.
Words to live by in Japanese.
Words to live by. It's been fun. We call it Fry-Yay.
Been a yay, Fry-Yay.
Always a little bit of a wacky show, but enjoy the podcast and we'll be back on Monday. Good morning. It's your Friday. Fry-Yay, we call it here on Rise and Shine.
Yay, it's Friday, Phil, is the other way of putting it.
It's pretty exciting. I always love a Friday. It's the 11th of July, if you're wondering. But look, what are you up to this Friday? Andy, you've had a few late nights, so you'll be looking forward to the weekend, I reckon.
Always looking forward to the weekend, Phil. Like most of us in Australia, there's always something to do on the weekend. But I'm looking forward to today's show. We've got a lot going on the show today.
Well, we do, including we're going to be checking in with the Baptist World Olympics.
Yes.
So if you don't know, that's what we're coining it. Actually, a pastor coined it for us. It's a World Congress, which happens to be in Australia this year. It happens only every 4 years.
It's massive, Phil. It's representing leaders from 250 million believers around the world. It's a huge chunk of people, isn't it?
It is a lot of people. So we will be checking in with the Baptist World Congress, seeing what's been happening there. I've also got for you, Andy, something, once upon a time you said to us, I could eat anything.
Anything. So you've brought me anything, have you?
I've brought you anything. We call it the dinner terror. It's coming up, I reckon, about 2 hours from now. We'll let your stomach warm up to the day.
Work up an appetite,
and then I might spring that on you. Just a surprise. A couple of hours from now, that's as well. Hey, also, I'm a bit of a proud mum at the moment.
Yep.
It's a big weekend in our household. Millie's going to my daughter. She's 13 actually now. I better keep up with the birthdays.
You better, yeah. She's a teenager.
She is a teenager, but she's in something this weekend, and it's something that's happening multiple times. I'm going to almost all of them.
Yep.
And some of the mums are like, really? And I'm like, yes. I'm going to all of them. We'll tell you about that a little bit later as well.
Thanks for streaming the Rise and Shine Daily podcast. Please subscribe to the show, rate it on your favourite podcast platform, and share the link on your socials. It all helps get the word out.
Andy's been on location throughout the week because that hymn, the first hymn, is based off this parchment that's 1,800 years old. And so there's a documentary that sits under that about that process of finding it and then creating this wonderful hymn. And this documentary is being launched across the country.
And it's called The First Hymn as well, the same as the song. So it's well worth a look. It's already been shown in Brisbane, Sydney, Canberra, Melbourne, Adelaide, and I think even Perth last night. So it's gone to every capital city in Australia. It's going to go to Darwin and it's going to go to Hobart as well. And it's actually a really well-made documentary, Phil. I would encourage everyone to go and watch it. It will be aired starting July 31 across Australian cinemas.
Well, as a result, we've checked in with Tanya about how she got on. Hey, Tanya, how you doing?
Yeah, we're a bit tired. Feeling for you guys.
Now you're
for Andy, actually, because he's had some late nights, hasn't he, and early mornings?
He has had some late nights thanks to a bit of theatre going, seeing the first hymn movie. But you've had a late night because you were up watching it last night in Adelaide. How'd it go?
Yes. Yeah, it was really amazing. Really, really amazing. It's I just thought, what's the best word? It was just fascinating to get all the insight into the background on the song, you know. Like I learnt some things about musicality last night that I was just fascinated with, about notation and some of the ancient notations. And, it was just so good. And, in fact, I dreamt, I woke from time to time during the night and the song was in my head all night long.
There you go.
I woke with it on my heart this morning as well, and I just thought, wow, that's a good song when a song does that to you. So
actually, that's pretty special. There are some songs, don't you think, Tanya, that I reckon are played in heaven. like they've actually come from heaven and we will be singing them together in heaven. Like Amazing Grace is one of those. Is this one of those songs for you that you're like, I can see heaven in this piece?
I think so. I think there's echoes through the ages. It, it has that real sense. I know when I was playing it a couple of days ago, I was actually musically playing it on the keyboard and singing it.
Yeah.
I couldn't get through the entire thing. I thought, gee, I hope they don't call the singers or, performers, because I thought I'm going to be a bit lost. So I'm going to have to get somebody who can back me when I break down, because I found I could not get through the song once without weeping. I just thought, I felt this sense of the ages, like all that time ago, along these lines, these words were being sung, and wow, what a legacy that's been, it's such a precious little legacy that's been found. Amazing, just incredible.
It gives you a sense of eternity, doesn't it? That those Christians, they're in heaven right now, still singing the song, and here we are, we're singing it 1,800 years later. Yeah. There's a longevity to life that we don't really get much of a glimpse of during our own lifetimes.
Exactly. And, I wonder, because, I get a sense that when we go to heaven, the things of this earth are literally going to fade. We're not going to think about anything really other than where we are. But I just wonder if God just gives them a little, here, I want to show you what's going on right now on earth with that song that you wrote. This is how precious that song was to me. Yeah. And, it's just incredible, hey?
Hey. It is. Praise God. Well, we're going to let you go and have a nap. I think that sounds. Andy needs a nap. Might be a few naps happening across Australia today.
If only.
Yeah, that's right. No time for naps in school holidays. Tanya, thank you for having a chat this morning.
You're welcome.
Wonderful. That is the first hymn movie glowing review from Tanya.
Yeah, on the ground there in Adelaide, Phil.
Rise and shine on Vision Christian Radio.
And we were talking about proud parent moments. As a parent, Andy, I wonder, are you one of those? See, I'm a bit of an embarrassing parent. Yep. So I'm I'm like the loudest cheerer. I'm like, woo! I'm very vocal. Are you like that?
Like, not necessarily. You're like one of the dance mums, are you, on that Netflix show?
Well, I'm not pushy, but I'm certainly vocal. That's come to the fore at the moment because Millie, my 13-year-old, she's been in a couple of musicals. So one at school, and now over the school holidays, they've taken a 2-week period at a professional. No, it's not professional. She's not getting paid for it, but at an external theatre company. Yep. And they put on this musical in just 2 weeks. The kids go 9 to 5 every day. And by the end of it, they're putting on this proper musical, and she's in that. So it's, for me as a mum, I'm pretty excited.
You've got to be proud. I mean, she's learning incredible life skills there, how to perform, how to speak in front of people or stand in front of people and be bold and courageous. I mean, there's a lot to be proud of there, Phil.
Oh, yeah, well, I am very proud. But it was one of those things when some other mums were saying, oh, which one of these are you going to? Like, which one? Because it's going to be 4 times over the weekend. Yep. I was like, oh, well, our family, we're going to all of them. Is that not normal? And they were like, what? It's like,
so hang on, talk me through that. How can you have 4 in one weekend? Is it like Friday night, Saturday afternoon, Saturday night?
Yep. Sunday,
what, morning or night?
Afternoon. And then they're back to school on Monday. So it is very, very busy.
And how long does it last, the performance?
Oh, it's an hour and a bit, so they're pretty quick. Yeah. But still, like singing and dancing, and it's full on. No, there's no intermission.
Well, let's talk logistics of that. Have they got to wear the same outfits in each performance, or they can change it up?
No.
So what, you got to rush home, wash and dry?
No, I think they must just, I haven't even thought about the smell. That's because when you're an audience member, you don't smell that. So you're right, I guess.
I'm thinking about player comfort. I'm thinking about performers' comfort here. Like, do they get a change of clothes, or are they going to wear the same outfit 4 times over the weekend?
No. In drama, you wear the same thing every time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't know that.
There you go. But I did say to Mills, hey, when you finally make Broadway, there's going to come a point where I can't come to every single one of your shows. You'll have to choose the favourites. So, obviously at this level, I can still go to all of them, but there'll come a day when I'm like, actually, just pick your 2 or 3 and I'll come to those.
So does she like singing or acting or dancing? What's her thing?
Well, I'm saying at the moment she's a triple threat, right?
Oh,
that's what they in the industry. So she loves all 3 of them.
Okay.
But what would you do, Andy, if you were in a musical? Would you have been the singer with dance? How are you with your dancing?
If I was in a musical, I would have been an actor more than...
You would have.
I mean,
I can see you actually doing a bit of theatrical, a bit of Shakespeare.
I don't want to talk myself up too much here, Phil, but I actually think... if I had to, I could act. Like years ago, I heard that they're going to make an Alexander the Great film, and they did.
Right.
That was maybe 10 years ago.
Did you put your hand up for that?
And as sort of a family member who was married to someone in the States, kind of knew someone in Hollywood and was kind of involved with that particular production company. And I did think, should I pitch to them? I could play Alexander the Great. You know why I could play Alexander the Great?
Okay, do your pitch.
Well, no, forget the pitch. The reason I would want to play Alexander the Great is as a student of history at university, I used to love reading about Alexander and I resonated with his story. He's just a young guy with a dream. He wanted to conquer the world. He had all these aspirations and he was so determined. He was just a really focused guy. And I think I could play that role pretty well because I loved the guy. Now, of course, Hollywood made the movie and they turned out, it was just horrible. They just did a really bad job. Modern Hollywood has forgotten how to tell a story, Phil. Have you noticed that? They've forgotten the power of story, just the incredible stories of history. So I would love to play Alexander the Great. Yes, in a film I would.
There you go. It was quite different, isn't it? Because if I was going to play one, I'd play Maria von Trapp in The Sound of Music.
You want to be that nun.
I mean, these are a few of my favourite things. It would be quite a different pick.
Bit of a contrast to characters, Phil. Maybe we could do one, Maria meets Alexander.
Yeah, that's right. And she sings him into some sort of lulling.
As he's conquering the world, you're in the background
Here
singing.
I am, I love you.
That's it.
Anyway.
Alexander's like, get out of the way. I want to go and conquer Egypt because you're distracting me.
Oh dear, but we have put the call out there this morning. Hey, what are your proud parent moments? It's always fun to think. And what sort of a proud parent are you? Are you the embarrassing one like me? I am sure my kids are going to look back and go, Mum, take it down a notch. They haven't said that yet, though. There you go.
Well, they're happy.
They must be happy with it.
Maybe they need more.
Maybe.
Just go,
I don't know if it's possible
harder.
to get any more, but it's okay. Okay, I'll do it this weekend. I'll see if I can go even more with that and see if I can embarrass them.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me Vision's breakfast show is now available around the clock and on demand? Incredible! The Rise and Shine podcast. Rise and Shine.
Are you ready for a challenge? Listen to the mystery sound, correctly name the Bible story, and win a great prize. Sounds easy, but is it? Rise and Shine's Bible Story Sound Off.
No, it's not that easy. This is incredible technology.
It
Takes
is.
us back in time.
If you're new to Vision, we have a time machine which allows us to fly back in time to capture the sound from a Bible story. We extract the sound, we fly back into the present, and we play the sound for you. And you've got to guess what the answer is. Fella, kind of reminds me of, you know those crazy Japanese game shows they have where people just put themselves in these really difficult situations in the name of game and TV, and it's very entertaining. I don't know if you ever watched those or not.
Are you volunteering to be put into a crazy situation?
It's called Tina Terror. That's later on in the show. But it kind of reminds you of that because people are going to get about a 2-second sound grab, Phil, and they're ringing us up, telling us what the answer is.
It's amazing.
Should we have another listen to the sound?
Please,
This is what it is.
That's it?
That is a Japanese game show just waiting to happen.
And then we can guarantee that's not the answer to the question of which Bible story it is.
Japan's not in the Bible, Phil.
No,
I haven't seen it in there.
Well, you know, in general sense.
And then the Japanese samurai came and lay down before Moses.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, let's have another listen. What's the sound? There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, look, your job at home. Could you match that to a Bible story? 1-800-316-316. Have we got some wrong answers so far?
These are the people who've just jumped in and called us, Phil.
I love that.
Thinking they know the answer. Here we go.
Yes, when Jesus rides a donkey into Jerusalem.
The Egyptians when the Red Sea closed on them.
I think it's probably the Palm Sunday when Jesus was actually walking to Jerusalem.
I think it's a story when Jesus says, "Let the children come to me."
It's when the Israelites were surrounding Jericho and they gave a great shout and the wall came down.
I just wondered if it was the sound when they wanted to crucify Jesus and they were yelling.
Aren't they great?
All bold, all brave. But as I said,
brilliant.
just like those contestants on those Japanese TV shows, Phil, they just jump in there and they're a sucker for punishment because that's the sound they heard.
But no one was punished. They were all praised.
Punished for that.
The Rise and Shine podcast.
You can see we've got Adam here. Adam, what do you think it might be?
I think it's Jesus feeding the 5,000.
Yes, that would have been noisy, wouldn't it? When you're feeding kids, just a couple of kids, it's quite noisy. But imagine 5,000 of them.
You sort of visualise that story as the crowd cheering as the loaves and fishes were distributed.
Hungry people.
Well, they would have just been having conversation and would have been a lot of 5,000 people.
That's true. You reckon?
Lot of noise.
You know, at schools, when you're at a school and they put their hands on the head and they go, hands on head, hands on top, that means stop. You don't reckon Jesus and the disciples were like, okay, quieten down, people, we're all going to pray, and then on to it?
No, they wouldn't have had any microphones or...
No,
Yeah.
natural amphitheatres.
It would have been getting everyone quiet.
You're true.
Yeah, I've never thought about that. I think you're right.
But even when Jesus was preaching, his teaching on the hill, that he must have had quite a good projection of his voice.
Must have a super loud voice.
To get out to 5,000 and then men and there's children and women.
Yeah.
It's a big group.
Well, they say George Whitfield could preach to 20,000 in the open air. His voice was so strong. In those days, no microphones. Yeah, he could just preach, and it was a gift of God, and people could hear him.
Yeah,
Thousands of people could hear his voice.
And you think Jesus obviously chose the hillside so it projected out.
Yeah.
Maybe that's part of the...
And God anointed him, obviously.
100%.
So, good
Anyway,
answer.
that's a good
and
answer.
it's stimulated some good conversation, but is it the right answer for this particular Bible story? So let's have a look.
Oh, Adam, though, your tenacity to give this a go is incredible, and we applaud you this morning.
Yeah. All right, then.
That was Adam. Our brave contestant.
Oh, dear. Well, we didn't even make it.
If you want the translation of that,
My kids are doing Japanese at school.
what that means is actually, well done, Adam. Try again next time. Yeah.
That's right.
In Japanese.
Next time it's you. I do love the Japanese game shows because they're just so game to do anything.
They're up for anything. I mean, they gave us the term banzai. You know,
Bonsai, isn't it?
well, I call it banzai.
don't think
You
that's
call it
even
bonsai,
right.
I call it banzai.
Waxing on and waxing off.
And, you know, one of the most dangerous waves in the world to surf is in Hawaii. It's called Banzai Pipeline because it's just like crazy. You could take off on this shallow reef, not much water. So that term banzai has been,
What does it mean? So not bonsai
It's like a
trees.
suicidal charge.
Oh, okay.
It's a banzai charge, yeah. But yeah, Banzai Pipeline is one of the most dangerous waves in the world to surf because of the shallow reef.
Really?
That's what Japanese gave us.
You're just learning so much this morning. We haven't learned. Oh, no. I apologise to everybody.
You give Andy a button, he's going to push the button, Phil. But hey, the Bible story is alive, Phil.
It survived in the...
What he just said was, on Monday, we'll play a little bit more of the sound, and if you call us on Monday, you might win. That's what he said.
Really, that he can say the same thing, but it has different meanings every time
called the
it's
gift of
interpreted.
interpretation, yeah.
We have put it out there. I've been on a game show. I should tell you about that at some point.
Maybe, yeah, that's a story for another day.
Yeah, there you go. But maybe that was a proud moment for my parents. I don't know. I don't remember that being particularly a proud moment.
We're caffeinated and ready to face the day. This is Rise and Shine on Vision.
I think we've got Nikki on the line. Morning, Nikki. How are you?
Yeah, good. I'm just ringing about proud parent moment.
Oh, I love it. Tell us about it.
I've got lots of them, but yeah, I guess one that stands out was when my daughter graduated university, first one in our whole family in the generation.
Wow.
Graduated university and became a nurse.
Oh.
And yeah, she's a pediatric nurse.
Amazing.
So I'm very proud of her for that. And then my other daughter, I'm very proud of her also, Savannah. She is a mum of 3, and I reckon that's the hardest job in the world. So I'm very proud of her for that.
Yes. Tell me, when you're at the graduation, I imagine first in family, the whole family would have been there. Were you the screaming, standing up, woohoo, family?
Yes,
you got to be.
Yes, I was. I was, and the crying family.
Oh.
You know.
Awesome.
Nikki, thank you for sharing. We're so proud of your family too, and we love that you called us. Bless you.
Yeah, bless you too.
Oh, beautiful. First in family to go through university.
Yeah.
It's a really big deal.
It's massive.
It's one of the things that the country's trying to encourage, because it is that first, to be the first one to go, to say, I'm gonna have a go at it, and then to successfully get to the end. Every year, because I work up at CHC, it's a Christian higher ed provider, and so we see the students graduating from their degrees. At the beginning, I've been the MC a couple of times, and you say at the beginning, hey, as families, we want you to stand, we want you to cheer. This is a huge deal.
Yeah.
And I get so excited when you have these big families of like 7 or 8 or 9, like a whole row, and they stand up and they applaud their student walking across the stage. I get so emotional. It's just beautiful.
Well, it's massive. And for a family like that, so she's gone to uni, she's studied a degree, and now she has this great job opportunity that she wouldn't have had. And that is the benefit of education, isn't it, Phil? And it's good for a family that traditionally weren't academic, obviously more working class, and now she's actually drawn a line in the sand and said, from now on, our family will be educated and we'll open up more opportunity for ourselves.
That's right. And it means that others in the family go, hey, I can do that too.
Yep.
It's the daily podcast of your favourite Aussie breakfast show, Rise and Shine. Rise and Shine.
I like doing the weather at the top of the hour, and I thought somewhere that would be great to spend the weekend. Like, let's do that.
Yeah.
Benora Point.
Oh, yes.
Northern New South Wales, very close to the Queensland border there. Beautiful part of the world. I'll check in case you're thinking of going surfing. I mean, if you're in Perth, it's a bit of a long way to go for a surf, but you never know. 4.7 degrees right now. Feels like 2.2, so I'm not getting in the ocean there.
4.7.
Would you go surfing at 4.7?
I have surfed at 4.7.
You have?
Yes.
How many wetsuits do you have on at that point? That's a bit nippy.
Yeah, you'll find the water temperature in northern New South Wales isn't that bad. So once you get in the water, it's not too bad. It's just the air temperature, which is cold.
So once your body turns off, you're okay. So, yeah.
And modern wetsuits are pretty good, Phil. They're really good, actually. They're expensive, but they're good. They're hundreds of dollars. But like, when I was a kid in the good old days, they weren't as good. They didn't fit as well. They didn't keep as warm. But now modern wetsuits are amazing.
Oh, there you go. Well, look, it's going to get to 21 degrees in Benora Point during the day.
Very
and
pleasant.
you could, if you're out there, listen to Vision at 87.8 FM, maybe while you're out surfing the waves.
There you go.
Beautiful. I mean, I won't be out there. I'd be on the beach on the shore. But very nice day in Benora Point. Hello.
It sounds nice, Phil. Well, I've got a Bible verse, Psalm chapter 34, and I'm in verse 4, and it says this: I sought the Lord, and he heard me, and he delivered me from all my fears.
That's great news. It's very similar to another verse that says, the eyes of the Lord are running to and fro upon the earth, looking for those who he can show himself strong on their behalf. Like sometimes you feel, hey, God, where are you? He's looking at you.
That's it.
And so as you call on him, he promises he's right there.
That's it.
Yeah. Very good news for your Friday. Hey, we've put the call out there. We are looking for proud parent moments. What are some things your kids have done that just as a parent has made you so proud? And are you one like me who's a bit embarrassing or more laid back like Andy? I mean, that's good to know as well.
We want to hear your story.
I want to hear your story too, Andy. And look, coming up this hour, we will also check in with the Baptist World. We're calling it Olympics. It's the Baptist World Congress. Happens once every 4 years. We'll check in to see how the week is getting along.
You found the podcast of Vision's breakfast show, Rise and Shine. Rise and Shine.
We have been jumping into a book of the Bible, a little quick Bible study, just to help establish a habit of reading the Word of God every day. It's so important, Andy.
It is, and we've been in one of our favourite books.
Yes.
We both happen to love the book of Ruth, don't we?
Oh, because it's in the Old Testament. So if you think about the timeline, it's you've got Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Joshua, Judges, Ruth, and this is set very early on where the children of Israel have come into the promised land, and it's before even the kings come along. So this is before King David, King Saul.
Yep.
Before that, they were living in the land. They had judges, people like Deborah. You might know that name.
Samson.
Gideon. That's right. It's set in that sort of time of the Bible. And Ruth is a person who comes along. Her mother-in-law, we start the story, and we did yesterday in Ruth 1, her mother-in-law Naomi and her husband and boys had gone out of the promised land to Moab. Well, while they were there, unfortunately, the husband of Naomi and her sons had passed away, but the sons had married at that time. They had she had two daughter-in-laws. One of them was Ruth. And it came time for them to go back home. For Naomi said, I'm going to go back to the promised land, back to my roots. I'm going to go back and have some support there. And Andy, you love this verse, don't you? It's beautiful. When Ruth and Naomi, the mother-in-law, says, hey, go back, girls. It's time for you to go home. You can go back to your family, start again.
And Ruth says this, but one of the best parts of the whole Bible, Phil, Ruth says to her mother-in-law, entreat me not to leave you or to turn back from following after you. For where you go, I will go. Where you lodge, I will lodge. Your people shall be my people, and your God, my God. Where you die, I will die, and there will I be buried. The Lord do so to me, and more also, if anything but death parts you and me.
Yeah, and then we just see that heart. You know, she has seen something in Naomi, but also that loyalty to say, hey, there's something about your God. There's something about you. I've been connected with you through marriage. I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Tenacity. And we see that playing out now. We're in chapter 2.
Yep.
They have arrived back to Bethlehem. So now Ruth, she's a foreigner.
Yep.
And in those times, being a foreigner meant you had no rights at all.
Yeah.
And she's a widowed foreigner.
Yep.
She's sitting there and she's there with Naomi. And Ruth makes a decision. Ruth goes and says to Naomi, her mother-in-law, hey, how about I go out to the harvest fields to pick up the stalks of grain that are left behind, because they obviously don't have an income. And this was called gleaning. And in fact, even in the Bible, it talks about that they were to make room for these people. It was their sort of welfare system, if you would, because there was no other way these guys were going to stay alive.
Yeah.
And so Ruth volunteered. She said, I will go out. I will go behind those people as they're harvesting the grain. I'll just pick up the bits that are falling out the back.
Leftovers.
Yeah.
And this is actually an insight into how beautiful the Old Testament law is, Phil, because there was a part of the law which said when you're harvesting, if you're a landowner, you've obviously got money, you've got to leave a little bit on purpose for the poor people of the land to have. It's like a welfare system built into the Old Testament law, and this is so ahead of its time. Like in the modern West, we have welfare states where the government helps people out. Well, this is like thousands of years ago when life was hard, life was cruel. And as a student of history, Phil, I'm not aware of any other society that actually had welfare like this built into their law, that the wealthy had to leave a little bit on the ground on purpose for the poor people. And that's what Ruth's doing, isn't it? She's going to be one of those poor people picking up the scraps.
It is. And it is. We see here, though, God is amazing, because we start to see him intervening. And this whole story is about God's provision, even when you're not even aware of it. And so where does she end up? It actions here. And if you see in verse 3, Ruth goes out to do this gleaning, to go behind the harvesters. And it says here, and as it happened, well, there's no...
As it happened.
As it happened, it says here. Well, did it just happen? No, we know that God was behind this. Where did she end up? She ended up in the field belonging to Boaz. Now, Boaz was actually a relative of her father-in-law.
Yep.
And so we find this new person coming into the story, this guy Boaz, who is a family relative.
And he's rich.
And he's rich.
And he's single. And we start to enter into a romantic tale, don't we? If I were a rich man.
Oh, there we go. Although
so big Boaz turns up on the scene and he's like, yo, what up, little lady? And she's like, well, I'm just here picking up the grain. And he's like, it's been reported to me. So he was actually told what a great woman she was.
Some context, though. Was Boaz, he wasn't a player like that. He was...
I didn't say he was a player. I'm just reenacting the conversation. So what it says is that the workers had said to him, oh, this Moabite woman who's the daughter-in-law of Naomi, who's come back from Moab, she's helping her mother-in-law out. And Boaz was touched by this because he actually mentions it to Ruth. He says, it's been reported to me what you're doing and you're a good woman. He was attracted to her character, to her sacrifice and her commitment to her mother-in-law. That's what drew him to her, not her beauty.
And that was what was being talked about.
La 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 la. Sorry, I'm just getting fiddler on the roof in my head.
It was visible to everyone around. That was the thing. They knew who she was. And when he walked into the field, that's the favour of God. That his eyes were drawn to that loyalty to her. And he said, hey, who is that one? And why would he? Normally, why would a landowner, a wealthy landowner, care who was gleaning in his field? This is the poorest of the poor. But yet he said to his guys, hey, who's that? And then they knew her story.
It
was being talked about in the community. And I love this.
And you know what she said to him? You're simply the best. It was a romantic tale, Phil. You're better than all the rest.
I'm not sure. We don't see it at this point.
I can't back that up, Phil.
We can't. Yeah, that's right. Exactly. You can't back that up. But you can say this. One of the things that they said is that she was a hard worker.
Yes.
And that was visible as well. They said, not only we know this and this and this from other people's stories, but actually we see here that she's actually been a hard worker. She's been hard at work all day, apart from a couple of minutes resting. And we're going to see in the story a turnaround. We're going to see, as a result of that favour, what was going to happen. And it's going to be good.
A romantic thread enters the tale. But, you know, Fel, what this is, and just we're going to have to finish now, but, you know, what I love about this story, Fel, is that this woman, she was probably very attractive. I assume she was. But that's not mentioned because what was amazing about her was her character, like I said, her work ethic. The fact that she was committed to her mother-in-law, the fact that she sacrificed so much. These internal qualities, our modern-day society doesn't highlight these enough. We have a whole generation of influencers. If they look amazing on Instagram, young people look up to them and revere them. But this woman is revered and looked up to in the Bible, not just because of her physical beauty, but because of her internal characters and her attributes. And that's what makes Ruth such an amazing person.
It is. And we will be jumping back in again next week. I think we'll have to stick in Ruth 2 a little bit longer.
I want to live there. I might even have a bit more music for us next time.
Oh, we're looking forward to that.
Always encouraging and always fun. Rise and shine on Vision.
You're a proud dad, Andy.
Yeah, well, speaking of not being normal, Fel, so let me step into that.
You're going to agree with that.
Well, look, I got 3 kids, 2 daughters and a son, and I'm proud of all of them. And there's so many things I could talk about their achievements, both sporting, academic. My eldest is a law student. She's doing very well there, working in a law firm while she studies. My youngest was a state gymnast, came second in Queensland in a discipline gym. And the thing I'm proud about that is that she focused and trained 20 hours a week to get to that.
Amazing.
To that achievement. But my son, I was a pastor, Fel. Now, let's be honest, sometimes church kids can be a little bit soft because they're fairly sheltered. My friend in America, he had a mega church and he used to bus kids in from challenging, home lives. They'd bus these kids in to get to church on a Sunday so they could at least get saved and be discipled. Yeah. But he used to say, man, those bus kids, he goes, a 6-year-old bus kid could whoop an 8-year-old church kid any day of the week. And he was right, because these little 8-year-old church kids were kind of in a sheltered environment. These bus kids were from challenging, single-parent homes where they were fighting on the streets and all the rest of it. And he was true and he was right. And so as a pastor, I didn't want my son to be too soft, So I got him boxing from grade 4 onwards. A local gym, grade 4. He go to a local gym, and it was a great gym with Indigenous boys, Islander boys, white Australian kids, and it was really cross-cultural. And these young kids were learning how to box, just training, not fighting, just training. Sure. But by the time he's in grade 6, he'd been training for 2 years. So they have these amateur competitions where clubs fight other clubs. Right. So we went to what they do is you turn up in the morning and everyone weighs in. So they all turned up, weighed in. And they said to him, there's no one your weight or size today. You can't fight today.
No.
So that's cool. So he's playing cricket that day anyway. So I took him to cricket. So he played cricket all day in the hot sun, and you're tired. We get the call at about 2 or 3 o'clock. Hey, someone's turned up. He's about your weight and size. Ryan can fight him. Oh. And so we're like, great, Ryan, get off the cricket field. Let's go. So he's really tired already. He's been in the sun all day. We turn up, and the kid he was going to fight was a little bit bigger than him, a little bit older than him, probably a little bit more experienced than him. And so there's about 200 people there from memory in this boxing ring. So Ryan's in grade 6 in primary school. And I was watching him thinking, man, this is quite an intimidating situation. It's his first fight. He's in grade 6. There's all these people watching. And I was just watching him quietly wrap his knuckles in the change room getting ready, and he was just on his own. And he's so young, Fel. And I'm thinking, this kid, is he going to run away? Is he going to get scared by this?
Yeah.
And but you know what? He walked out into that ring in front of all those people. He got it was an exhibition fight, so there was no winner or loser. Yeah. So it was just these 2 kids, just their first fight. And as I said, this kid was a little bit bigger than him, a little bit older than him. And, he was getting stuck into Ryan. And Ryan was giving back to him as good as he got. And he survived the whole 3 rounds. And he was tired from cricket that day. And I was just really proud of him, not because he fought someone, but because, he faced his fears. Yeah. He overcame that fear, that intimidation. And he trained really hard for 2 years leading up to that. He always worked hard in the gym. The coach always said he was the hardest worker in the gym. So I guess it was the culmination of hard work, discipline, listening to your coach, trusting your coach, and also just overcoming that basic human instinct of fight or flight. Because, we all want to run away when we're scared, but he didn't run away. He faced it, and I'll always be proud of him for that.
It's beautiful because as a dad, I think as a mum, you want to get in there with them. Like, I want to get in there and I'll fight this for you. But you're literally in a fight that you can't fight for him. And yet, because you've given him that training and that he was able to step up.
Yeah, and boxing's great because it's fair. There's a ref. There's rules.
They're not going to get
gloves.
too hurt, I suppose.
Yeah, it's not. I don't see it as violence. I see it as a sweet science. It's a sport. And the other boy's dad was his corner man. Oh. And we all shook hands after. It was just great. But yeah, like I said, I was proud of him for just facing those fears, and I think it's prepared him for life because he's not a violent kid. He's never had a real fight in the school or out of school or on the streets or anything. But inside, he is confident. He knows if someone does try and have a crack at him, at least he's got a few skills to defend himself.
Right.
So that's why I think there's a real benefit to boxing as well for boys, especially. Just gives them that inner confidence. Yeah. So, that's my proud dad moment, Fel.
Oh, Annie, beautiful. Thank you for sharing.
Love the Rise and Shine podcast? Tell a friend today.
Andy, you've been out we were just chatting to Pastor Jason from Gateway Baptist about this Baptist World Congress, a once-in-5-year event, all the Baptists in one place.
What did he say? 135 nations represented. Even some of our Japanese brothers are there. We've got Africans.
It was called by one of our guests the Baptist Olympics.
Yeah.
So,
and if you're wondering what the interpretation of this is, Phil, I think this was the offering last night in Japanese. It was the biggest offering ever.
You can't say that. We have sent Andy. We sent you out there not to do a game show, which I mean that would have been fantastic for them, but to get some sort of sense of what was happening, eyes on the ground type of stuff.
Met some really good leaders last night. Interviewed a couple of them, and this is one of them now, Phil.
My name is Steve Page, and the organisation I'm with is Life for Bangladesh.
Life for Bangladesh. So, what is God doing through Life for Bangladesh?
God is doing amazing things through Life for Bangladesh. And that's why we've come, really, is to tell the story. And we are seeing many young people coming to faith in Jesus Christ from Hindu backgrounds particularly.
Wonderful, because it would be known as a Hindu nation, wouldn't it, Bangladesh?
Bangladesh is 91% Muslim.
Oh, wow.
And it is 8% Hindu.
Okay.
But it's actually a decreasing percentage, and many are coming to faith in Christ.
So you're seeing people from an Islamic background and also a Hindu background come to Jesus, or more of one than the other?
We are particularly working in rural hill districts with tribes of Hindu people.
Wow.
Rather than Islam.
Okay. And you're seeing a real response to the gospel amongst Hindu people?
And we are seeing a real response from the Hindu people. We have some life groups that we planted in Hindu communities, and now they are Christian life groups, which is really exciting. And the difficult thing is they don't have a church, they don't have a pastor. So the little life group that we meet with them through Zoom every week has become their church.
Wow, so that Zoom meeting is kind of their church, that's all they've got, but you're using Zoom and technology to actually minister and encourage and make disciples?
We are. Through Zoom every week, we have a very engaging young people-orientated service, which involves them providing videos of dance. We have our own worship group, Harvesters Worship Group, who lead in a number of songs, which everyone joins in on. And we have engaging times, we call it playtime, where we would ask them to act out a Bible story or to show us pictures or to give us their thoughts on the topic of the day.
That's incredible. And you're obviously an English gentleman based in the UK. You're part of a Baptist church in the UK, and that's why you're at the World Baptist Congress. And what is your exact role in this ministry in Bangladesh? What does your everyday function look like?
My role in the ministry is I am the UK Secretary for Life for Bangladesh. We have a charity of the same name in Bangladesh, Life for Bangladesh. And our main role is to provide funding for the activities, which is the schools, our regional workers who help to support the life groups. But also, I'm heavily involved in leading the life groups and in missional work. So what happens is every Friday we do the Zoom life groups, and as people may have known from COVID in their own experience, there comes a point where you have to see someone for real. That little screen isn't enough. And so we hold regional and national conferences twice a year, and the young people get together. And at those conferences, myself and other speakers will hold teaching sessions and revival services where we give them a chance to respond and to come to faith in Jesus.
That's amazing. Have you got any idea of numbers of people that are being impacted by the ministry in Bangladesh right now?
Well, our number of registered members at the moment is 1,300 across 120 groups. And it's every region, north, south, east and west. And we do have partner organisations who are helping to fund this work, to provide the regional workers that are able to manage and help and develop those life groups in every region.
Wow. So say the name of your ministry again.
Our ministry is Life for Bangladesh.
Life for Bangladesh. And you've got a website if people want to look you up and find out more about you?
lifeforbangladesh.org.
There you go. Brother, what an honour to meet you, and can I just say well done. We're hoping and praying and believing God with you that God will just keep shaking Bangladesh, seeing more and more people turn to the Lord, and stay strong and just keep doing the great work you're doing.
Thank you for your prayers and support and this opportunity to share what God is doing. God is on the move. In our own country, we're hearing how young people are buying Bibles. Young people are attending Alpha. The numbers have gone up through COVID and the uncertainty in this world. People need hope, and they're finding it in faith in Jesus Christ.
Amen. Amazing, hey, Phil?
It's amazing to hear just what God is doing around the world.
Yeah.
And that's eyes on the ground at the Baptist World Congress, Andy. It was a great night.
Yeah, and just that, gentlemen, like their ministry, it's such an untraditional church model because they can't really have church per se in these Hindu communities in Bangladesh. So they're doing things via Zoom and they're having these secret small group meetings, and it was just really encouraging. And that's just one little snippet of what God's doing in one of the 130 odd nations that were represented there at the Congress.
Just the right mix of things to inspire and things to make you smile. Rise and shine on Vision.
And I want to give a shout out to Innisfail in Queensland, which has a number of frequencies. It can be heard on 87.6 FM, and then in that region, 92.7 FM, 88 FM. So as long as you just keep turning that dial, Vision's loud and clear, or on the app, of course.
Crystal clear, Phil.
Crystal clear. And look, there's actually, what do you think it might be famous for, Andy, Innisfail?
Innisfail, I've been in Innisfail, good country.
Oh, you have?
They grow a lot of bananas up there.
Do.
Is it famous for its banana crops?
Yeah, well, it is. And also, the reason they have so many good crops is it's one of the wettest towns.
There you go.
In Queensland. So
highest rainfall.
Well, one of them. And I thought I'd have a look to see if it's raining there today. And it is.
There you go.
What are the chances?
Don't those banana trees love water?
Must do.
They do.
They do.
I used to grow bananas in my backyard.
Right.
And they need they suck all the water out of your ground, so you got to,
Did you have to put extra water in?
Oh, I don't remember doing that, no, because I was on a pretty low block, and I'm a bit more a la natural than that, so I just let them grow naturally. They did all right.
They did all right. There you go. Well, Innisfail today, you're going to get a bit of rain, I think, this afternoon. 21 degrees is the starting point for the day.
That's the low.
That's the low.
So if you're in Tasmania right now, or Adelaide or Melbourne, and you're shivering a little bit in your little boots, just think of the people in Innisfail today, because their low is 21.
That's right. And they're going to get to 25. They'll be swimming by lunchtime.
What a nice range. That's so pleasant, isn't it?
Well, it is pleasant. I think there's a reason people live in Innisfail at this time of the year.
Yeah.
They do get it a bit hotter later on in the year, so there you go. But have you got a verse for them there?
I do have a verse for everyone listening right now.
Everyone even.
And I'm really enjoying Psalm 34, so I'm going to stay there today, Phil. And verse 10, the young lions lack and suffer hunger, but those who seek the Lord shall not lack any good thing.
Isn't that a great promise from God?
Amen.
That's one that you can speak. And it's so important to speak it out of your mouth. But as you're there and you're saying, hey, this is actually a promise from God for my life. I will not lack any good thing. God. And then it says, bring those petitions to God. Yeah. What is it that you need in your life?
Yeah.
God's the God of coming through.
He is. And I mean, Jesus picked up on that, didn't he, when he said, seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these other things will be added unto you. It's basically the same principle. Those who seek the Lord shall not lack any good thing.
Praise God. There's a promise for your morning.
I've heard of all-day breakfast on the menu, but here's a brekkie show available 24/7. Thanks for streaming the Rise and Shine Daily Podcast.
In a world of two tins, Andy can only eat from one. One tin is sweet. One is full of terror.
And that is actually Andy's screen.
It's Fel and Andy's Tin of Terror.
Oh, dear. So this has all come about because, Andy, you've told us that you would eat anything, right?
I will eat something that would make a billy goat puke, Phil, because Rambo did.
Okay, and so as a result, we took it as a challenge. We're like, well, bring that on. And so in sort of the nature of our Japanese game shows...
And the interpretation of that one is, Phil, eat what's in the tin, Andy. Just eat it.
But
because it won't do you any harm. That's what he's saying, Phil. It won't do you any harm.
We're very fair here. I'm going to give you 2 tins, and we've got this beautiful roulette wheel. You could end up with the good tin of condensed milk. Yum. Like, you love that, Andy.
Nice. I love condensed milk.
So on the one hand, you've got condensed milk. On the other hand, you have a tin of something. You don't know what it is.
No.
So let's put it in, and you could end up with either of these. Here comes the wheel now.
Spin that wheel, Phil.
Which way? Oh, look, it's going
lucky.
around. At the moment, the
Feeling
condensed
lucky.
milk, it's coming around. It could be the condensed milk.
Come on, condensed milk, come on.
It could be the day that Andy finally gets the condensed milk.
That is
Yum,
my
and you
sweet
would like.
spot.
Oh, it's finishing, and look, unfortunately,
Let me have a guess. It's not the milk?
at the last second, that last flick, it flicked over to this tin of terror.
Okay.
So, Andy, here you go. This is your chance.
Well, the tin
We
is-
don't know what it is. Can you open it?
Oh, did you
He's
hear
blindfolded.
That? Did you hear that? The
He's-
tin.
it's
I've
a bit
cracked
messy.
It. I've cracked it like a coldie.
And
It
what
is
could
cold,
it be?
actually.
No one knows. Here we go. Andy's
Well,
now.
I'm
He's
about
got.
to find
He's
out
got
what's
the fork.
inside.
He doesn't take a small fork. He takes, and it's going, and he's shoveling it. He's the
In
best.
the gob, Phil.
It's in the gob. Okay, take us through it, Andy. What are you feeling? What are you sensing? How is you look?
Well-
you don't look unhappy.
It's actually quite good.
Oh no!
It's just very hot.
Oh, it's
It's very hot. Yeah.
how's the mouth going?
But it's not so hot to kill you. I'm not going to die. But I'm
going
going to have
back for
another
some more?
mouthful. It's actually pretty good, Phil.
Okay, take us through. What's the texture? What do you think it might
It's
be?
like beans or something.
Okay, but it's quite hot
I
beans.
mean, if someone's feeding this to their dog, I don't know how it's going to go for a dog with so much chili inside. I wouldn't recommend it at home. It's like chili beans or
A
something.
chili beans. But you're
actually really good.
I'm super disappointed. I'm still looking for the tin that Andy won't eat because you're shoveling it down. Can I maybe be fair? Sometimes
It's
you've
actually
shoveled
really
it
good.
down.
I would have that for lunch. Phil.
Would
I'm
you
gonna
really?
I'm going to keep the rest of it for lunch.
No. Well, I feel like that is a fail. One of these days, Andy. One of these days.
Subscribe and listen to the Rise and Shine podcast in the free Vision app. It's easy and available everywhere.
There's someone new in town who has been filling in this week for our very beloved 2020 host. So Tosh Sturgis is here in the studio. We've grabbed him in a bit early because I feel like, Tosh, you've been filling in all week for Neil, and we should get to know you a bit better.
Well,
that's lovely. Thank you.
Sometimes it's good to get to know people.
Getting to know all
Lovely.
About
Lovely.
you.
Now I feel like I'm with
Did you like that movie when you were a kid?
getting to love
Sound of Music.
Yes. Yeah. And my kids loved it as well.
Did
We
they?
kept that as a staple for the kids.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah, it was awesome.
Oh, I like your
They
family
were
already.
always very scared of the men with the uniforms, you know.
At the end.
Oh, well, yeah.
Well, they
Andy
did well
would-
to say that, like, because I'd always fall asleep before that part when I was watching as a kid. It was such a long movie.
Just go forever.
I think I fell asleep once Julie Andrews started singing. That's how much I was into musicals.
Like the very first word
first
is the
song.
thing. I think it starts with The Hills Are Alive. doesn't
Where's
it?
John
The Hills Are
Wayne? Where's
Alive.
the action? Okay,
And
she's
he's
singing.
asleep.
I'm going to sleep. Yep.
No crashing cars, no flying airplanes, no explosions.
Where's the
No
fun?
cowboys. But anyway, Tosh, so we are going to get to know you a little bit. So we've been talking about proud parent moments. You are a proud dad, we know.
I am.
And it's hard to obviously just identify one, but can you think of a moment when you were really proud as a dad?
Yeah, I've just loved the journey of parenting, and as a child of God, watching your child grow and develop and become a person that you don't know who they're going to be. That's just the greatest part of the journey for me, and discovering the fact that they are made in the image of God, and you can set them up for success, and then they discover pathways that they like, and it's been blowing my mind being a dad. I've just loved the journey. But we were on tour in the United States one year. We used to go over there for about 3 months of the year. And at this stage...
Now, hang on, when you say on tour, were you like singing, playing golf?
Like the Von Trapp?
What sort of tour were we
like
doing?
the Von Trapp. Sorry.
I thought golf tour.
yeah.
I thought he's playing in the
I'm
American
going
PGA
straight to
event.
musicals.
For 15 odd years, I've been international, like evangelist,
Like preaching.
all
Okay.
over the place.
Okay,
Preaching
there
tour.
we go.
And so we were in the US.
Bless
for this,
God.
Did you
Yeah.
sing while
Bless
you're doing
God.
it? No, just
Preaching tour.
No,
Keep going.
I
That's very
actually
good.
United
spared
States
them.
of America.
So, we're in Texas, in Dallas, and at this house, beautiful family, they'd offered whenever we came to town, we could stay with them. So we'd base there and do meetings for a couple of weeks or whatever and move on. And so we're in this house, and my third child, Lily, is just this beautiful little girl. And we had a baby who had just been born. And this is our second time over there with the baby, and the baby was Hannah. And Lily is a really amazing kid, really gifted and smart. But she was one of these babies, like the first time she fell over outside, she got up and screamed. She had blood on her hands. And she got up and screamed, and I was like, "Oh, Dad, that's okay. I'll help you clean the little wound in your hand." No, she was screaming because she had dirt on her hands, not because of blood.
She was like, "The blood is fine, Dad."
So she's running around in the house, and she fell over on these tiles. And she was one of these kids that didn't cry a lot, but when she cried, like the whole world knew. And I knew that her little voice was going to fill the house with this, this cry. And she hauled out this huge cry. And as she was doing that, I was thinking, oh, gosh, I've got to get up. I think I was studying or something. I've got to go up and look after my baby. Got to go and look after Lily. She's fallen over, the poor little thing.
Oh.
So as I've gotten up from the couch to go over to where little Lily's sprawled out on the tiles just screaming, her little baby sister has emerged from around the corner, little Hannah, and she's walking a little early just before 1, and she's been toddling around doing her thing. And she emerged from around the corner and she bent down and she hugged Lily, like a 3-year-old.
Yeah.
And then the thing that blew my mind was that the affection from little 1-year-old Hannah could soothe little 3-year-old Lily. Oh, it was the most incredible, beautiful dad moment, just watching that pure, unadulterated love of kid to kid, peer to peer, human to human. But it happened in a situation where I didn't need to intervene and fix something for my child. Where as a parent, you see that sort of thing and it's just like action stations, got to go and look after the kid. And you don't begrudge that, you love that. But seeing that for me was a really beautiful part of the journey. And part of like life and parenting, I think, is that those small moments, they end up probably meaning more than the Disney trip or the trip to the Six Flags or Dreamworld or whatever. It's those moments where the real beauty of love between people is touched and connected. And so for me, it's been the parenting journey. I've got so many little stories. Well, can I stop there?
Did you then get the idea, hang on a sec, if I have a few more of these kids,
I could just
they
opt
can
out
start
altogether.
just looking after each other and I can just check out and have fun.
Was it that Andy's mind goes?
Well, Hannah was my fourth, and I must admit that thought's never crossed my mind.
He never thought, I'm saving work here.
It's quite a lot of work on the other end of it all, isn't there?
But I do have a serious question. Now that Hannah's a bit older, does she still have that same mercy gift on her life that she just comforts people and encourages and loves people?
Very much, and it's a great question, Robbo, because...
Oh, Andy, yeah.
Oh, sorry, Andy. I've been working with Robbo all week.
Well, he's a pretty fit, attractive young man. I can deal with that.
Hey, bro, that's not as bad as the other day.
If you call me Jabba the Hutt, I might be offended. Robbo, I'll take.
That's not as bad as the other day. At 2:45, I threw to the news and there was no news to play.
It's been fun.
But anyway, that you discover the kids as they grow. My second child, when she was born really quickly, and she came out. And when she was born, obviously they're unclothed, and she came out, and it seemed like she was annoyed to be out in the real world.
Oh yes,
like she was cold for the first time, and the world was going to know about it. And she had rah like that. And she came out, no crying, just this rah, I'm here kind of thing.
Oh dear.
And she's got a big personality. My daughter Christy, she's got a strong heart, and it's amazing just to watch that continue to
develop.
grow.
Yeah.
It is so beautiful. Tosh, we've been loving having you on 2020. Thank you for sharing your story today.
Brought to you by the generosity of Vision family members across Australia and around the world. The Rise and Shine podcast.
Beat the toaster.
It's pretty new. Pretty easy though.
Pretty exciting, Phil.
Well, it is 60 seconds on the clock. 1 letter, 10 questions. You have to put them all together. It's not hard, but we've got a punter, if I'm going to use an Aussie word.
A very brave contestant.
Grant in WA. Grant, are you there?
Certainly am, guys.
Oh, beautiful. Might pull down our theme song because, my ears.
There you go.
Great to hear you, Grant. How's your Friday kicking off?
It's going Friday good so far.
Have you had some toast yet this morning? Are you a toast man for breakfast?
I love me toast, usually Vegemite. You can't go past Vegemite.
Look, you're a good Aussie man.
How good? Do you have butter or margarine or just straight Vegemite?
No, straight Vegemite. That's un-Australian. You've got to have a little bit of marge on there, don't you?
I agree. Well, you've got to have something on it, either marge or butter.
I feel bad now. I don't have anything. I just go straight veggie.
Don't feel bad. Don't be gag. I still love you.
It won't stop me getting into heaven. That's the good news, I suppose.
And what about any additives on top? Have you tried any avocado or egg with your veggie
garlic?
or just always veggie?
Well, I don't know about avocado, but yeah, I don't mind me jam with eggs on toast, anything that'll
pie that tastes both, you know.
Yeah, nice, mate,
Like out of a
nice.
can, then you spin it around and maybe get something yucky, but no, nothing like that.
Yeah, he's never
Not
got
that brave.
the tin of terror. And Andy's never got the good stuff.
Yeah.
One of these days.
He'll get it soon. Don't you worry about it.
I'll get it soon, brother. But you know what? This game show, it's a little bit like...
Oh, no.
Have you ever seen these game shows, Grant? These Japanese game shows, you ever seen these where they just do horrible things to people?
I watched them, but I have no idea what they're going on about.
Well, what this guy's saying to you right now, to interpretation, is that you're about to play Beat the Toaster, Grant. So...
Beat the toaster.
Okay. Oh, dear. Well, your letter today is the letter B. B for Brian, Bob.
Last name is Borna. So I can do that.
Oh, there you go. Okay. So that's your letter. When Andy pushes in the toast, we'll start our 60 seconds.
Are you ready, Grant?
Okie dokie, artichoke.
Your time starts now.
A children's character.
Bambi.
A musical instrument.
Drum.
A TV show. Or movie. I'd take a movie.
Bambi.
An item worn above the waist.
Bra.
Something with a tail.
My cat. Banana.
The name of a river.
I think you need to try it. That's an ocean.
Something you see at the beach.
Cool.
An occupation. Oh, so tricky. It's pretty tricky.
That's not as easy as it seems.
Harder than it seems, Grant.
But at least you come out unscathed at the other end, which is not what can be said for our Japanese companions.
And
what's the interpretation?
of that is Grant. He said, Grant, you tried really hard. Well done. Come back next time.
That's all I can do is try, mate. That's all I can do.
Oh, you did very well. That was wonderful. A wonderful effort. I think I really liked it. Was it something with a tail, your cat Banana or something? Is your cat really called Banana?
That's his name itself. She's black and white and a Collingwood supporter.
I thought you were just going to say, what the heck, Bambi?
Just Bambi for all of them.
Bambi was just winning everywhere today.
Yeah, well, you actually gave me that earlier.
Unbeatable Bambi.
There you go. Well, Grant, thank you so much for playing on our Friday. I hope you had fun and play again.
I certainly will if I get a chance.
Awesome.
And remember, God loves us no matter what we do.
That's it, mate.
Especially when we praise Him every day.
Amen. Amen.
God bless you guys. You're an absolute brilliant ministry on the radio, and you know what? You're bringing more people to the Lord.
Amen.
Amen.
Thanks, Grant.
Praise God. Thanks so much,
guys.
Grant.
Have a great day.
You too. Bye.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me Vision's breakfast show is now available around the clock and on demand? Incredible! The Rise and Shine podcast. Rise and Shine.
We've been enjoying today chatting about proud parent moments.
Yes.
It's been just lovely, hasn't it, Andy?
It's always good, Phil.
It's nice. It's something about chatting about your kids and seeing them grow up, which is so precious. Like I think back to when I was planning kids and when Murray and I were talking about it. You know, Belle's 18. We've been married for 25 years. So 25 years, you're sort of this is what parenting will be like. It's nothing like you think it's going to be.
No.
It's so much better.
Nothing prepares you for it, does it, Phil?
No, but it's so... Yeah, in many ways, but it is just so much deeper and so much better than you could ever think. In every stage, you get to have that relationship with them, and I think now the kids are going into teenage and now into adulthood, and that changes the relationship. But to be friends, like I just love it. Going for a walk with Belle yesterday, she's about to be 18. And it's just like, I love it, just hanging with you.
Yeah.
Like, it's just so precious.
It's a God-given thing, Phil. God puts that love in our hearts for our kids and our family, doesn't He?
It's pretty precious. So we have put it out there today. Hey, what are those proud parent moments? Take a second and reflect on that with us. 1-800-316-316. And I can see on the line we've got Warren. Warren, now I know that you're a dad to a blended family of 7 kids. With all of that going on, what are you the most proud of?
It ranges from getting a bachelor to everyone has got the driver's license to making me a grandfather.
Aww.
There's so many proud moments.
Yes.
That you can't really put it down to one thing.
Yeah. Oh, that's so beautiful, isn't it? It's just lovely. I remember when my kids were little, Warren, and thinking there's these sort of milestones that you've got to get through and then you're successful, like riding a bike. Can they do their times tables? Can they write their name? And you're kind of ticking them off. I'm at the point now where I'm like, okay, so now graduating and then I guess getting married down the track, and that there's a few more on my list to go, but it's beautiful.
Even to the point of when they're adults, they actually can still come to you for advice.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good on you, mate. So the proud dad of 7, hey?
And 6 grandchildren.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. Amazing, Warren. Thank you so much for giving us a call this morning.
Okay, guys. God bless.
God bless. Andy, I tell you, when you're thinking about the milestones, I don't know if a dad thinks this way, but I literally did have in my head, these are the milestones. If I can get all the kids to do these things, that kind of makes you successful. Like, can they all spell their own name? Once they could all ride a bike, I was like, yes. Bella can now drive a car.
Yep.
She signed off to do that by the government. I'm like, once they can all do that, I feel like there's kind of these big. Well, did you have that thinking or not really?
Not at
you
all,
were just
Phil, no.
clinging on.
No. I don't know.
go with the flow.
I guess I just don't plan things as much as that. But yeah, I just, like you said, you just love watching your kids achieve different things, and I try and be a little bit organic, like just let them sort of go where they want to go. I've never tried to force them into anything that I want them to do, and
that's good.
And that includes sport. I think one of the worst things about modern parenting is the intensity of parents on the sidelines in sporting events and games. It can be a little bit too much, let's say. So I've always tried to let my kids just find their thing and do what they really want to do. Yeah.
I've heard of all-day breakfast on the menu, but here's a brekkie show available 24/7. Thanks for streaming the Rise and Shine Daily Podcast.
If you're in WA, I'm looking for beautiful places to fish because I'm thinking that would be fun. Fish, surf.
I don't know, Phil. I just can't imagine you fishing.
No.
I mean,
okay, look,
correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I can't get a visual on it, Phil. I cannot see Phil with a rod casting into the ocean, let alone putting the bait on the hook. I just can't see it. But mate, prove me wrong, Phil.
No, I'm not proving you wrong. There was a time. Okay, so Josh, my son, there was a point at time where he came home and he said all the boys in the neighbourhood were going fishing, and so I'm like, brilliant. I'm glad for someone else to take that role, and as long as you're safe, can you work out? I bought him the equipment required.
Yeah.
And then as a family, when we were on holidays, we were like, oh, we'll hire some, we'll try fishing.
Yep.
We were bored within like 2 seconds. Like and Josh no longer does it. We've got all this fishing equipment.
Did he like it when he was younger?
Oh, no, just for that. I think being with the mates there, it was one summer where fishing happened. I said, if you bring a fish home, I don't know what I would do with it because I'm not really skilled with scaling it or whatever, cleaning. I guess there's like a process involved.
There is, yes. Gutting it, filling it.
Yeah, how are you going to get the hook off its mouth? Like it seems all just too hard. I can just buy one.
They never look happy either, Phil, when the hook's in the mouth. No, never look happy.
I think I don't even like that idea. And then they kiss them and put them back and you have to measure the thing. No, I've never fished.
So my suspicions are true. They're founded, yeah.
But if I wanted to.
But if you were to fish in WA, Phil, where would you fish?
Point Sampson.
Point Sampson.
Sounds biblical, right? It's right up the very top. It's on the top ridge of WA. Okay, so just imagine looking out over the water there. I mean, that sounds like it. And the weather, no puffer jackets needed. About 15 degrees right now. But by the time you're fishing, it'll be midday, 27 degrees. Gorgeous. So there you go.
There you go, Point Sampson.
If I was to fish, I might do it there.
I'm adding that to my WA bucket list. That bucket
list. It'll take you a while to get there.
It's getting so deep now, that bucket list. I'm going to have to spend like 2 months there.
Wow.
But here we go. So I'm still in Psalm chapter 34. This time we're reading out verse 17. The righteous cry out, and the Lord hears and delivers them out of all their troubles. How good is that?
Are you sure it doesn't say just a couple of their troubles, Andy?
Let me just reconfirm it for you, Phil. No, it says delivers them out of all of their troubles.
All of their troubles? Isn't that amazing?
That's ALL.
So you think God has said not just a couple, not just one time, and then you've used up your 3 goes.
That's it, yes.
But actually all your troubles.
All your
that's
troubles.
The promise
How good is
God.
that?
How good is God?
They cry out to God.
Ask him for your help. That's the trick. No, that's not a trick, is it? But that's the piece that we often forget to do is the asking God, hey, God, I'm in trouble.
Need your help.
help me.
Mm-hmm.
And he promises he's going to be right there.
I'm fishing, Lord. I'm not catching any fish. Can you help me here?
I would definitely need some help. And even then, I'm not sure. I guess God would give you wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the wisdom from God is that I don't fish.
Well, he gave the disciples wisdom because he said, throw your nets on the other side.
There's a lot of fishing happening in the Bible.
Then we launch out into the deep. Jesus actually gave some good fishing tips. He even taught them how to catch gold coins in fish's mouths.
Yeah, that is impressive.
So now that we think about it, Phil,
we're
there's a
off
lot of
fishing.
fishing in the Bible.
Point Samson, here
All
we
the
come.
fishermen out there and then the women who fish are going, yeah, Andy, that's right. It's in the Bible.
Bring it on, biblical.
Rise and shine on Vision Christian Radio.
You have been out roving reportering, Andy.
Yeah, I went to I went to the World Baptist Congress last night in Brisbane and met a couple of the pastors from all over the world, actually. I met some Papua New Guineans, some Africans, some Bangladeshians, some Americans, and I had a bit of a chat in Pidgin English to the PNG people, and then a bit of a chat to a Nigerian pastor as well about Nigerian food, which I love. So it was really good, Phil, to meet all these different pastors.
I mean, it's exciting because we're hearing that there are 135 different nations represented at this Congress. Only happens once every 5 years, and obviously gets spread around the world. So it's here in Australia, pretty special to have everyone represented here for the week.
Yeah, and look, let's be honest, the Baptist churches in Australia, I think, are doing so well. There's so many great, healthy, soul-reaching churches, disciple-making churches in Australia, which have that Baptist title. So it must have been great for the church leaders of Australia to be there as well and just be encouraged by their brothers and sisters from overseas.
Well, let's have a listen to one of the chats Andy had last night at the Baptist World Congress.
Well, here I am at the World Baptist Congress in Brisbane, Australia, and I'm joined by a missionary/pastor from the United States, currently based in Germany. Brother, tell us your name and how long have you been based in Europe?
My name is Tim Faulkner, and I've been in Europe since 1998.
So you were sent there as a missionary originally to pastor a church, but what's your role currently?
My current role it's called the General Secretary and Executive Director of a family of English-speaking international churches.
Wow, and how many of those are there?
67.
Man, so you're a busy man, huh? Traveling all over Europe, making sure the pastors are healthy, the churches are healthy. Tell us, what's the sense in your hearts of what God is doing in Europe right now?
Well, I would say that in our context, where you have the English language that allows us to minister to people who are outside of their passport country, living in a place because they're studying or working, or even digital nomads these days. So I see a lot of potential with the gospel, with the English language and disciple making.
Yeah, I love that. And you're in Brisbane for the World Baptist Congress. Have you enjoyed being here, and what are you sensing God's saying in this conference?
Yeah, it's great to be anywhere where you're part of a bigger family. One of the things that I love about being part of the Baptist World Alliance is we can get close to the biggest needs. So anywhere there's a major tragedy, war, we have Baptist brothers and sisters living there that are right there close to the action, and through them, we can be ministering to people.
Yeah, great. How many people are in this conference right now? Do you know how many numbers?
I think it's 3,000 is what I heard, over 3,000.
And I've heard there's 250 million Baptists worldwide. That's a significant chunk of people, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a lot of people.
There's only 27 million in Australia. You guys could invade Australia and take over. Maybe you should, actually. That'd be good. Make Australia Baptist again. What do you think?
I don't know. Was it Baptist once?
No, but it just sounds good. It kind of sounds like the Trump slogan, make America great again. We'll make Australia Baptist again.
That's right.
But obviously, I mean, you probably know this, the Baptist churches in Australia are doing really well. They seem to really be resonating with people. And I think it's that combination of tradition, solid doctrine, solid Bible teaching, but they've all kind of gone a little bit sort of relevant in their music and their approach to church. And it seems to be really working in Australia.
That sounds good. I've heard good things also about the Anglican Church here, but it sounds like, the strong Bible teaching and disciple-making focus, that seems to be a characteristic of our churches.
Yeah, wonderful. Well, brother, it's so nice to meet you. I was saying, when we first met accidentally down in the foyer, the 20th century and the last 25 years of this century, I think the American church has just financed and resourced so much world evangelism. Everywhere I've been for missions work in really obscure places in Africa and the Pacific Islands, you find American missionaries and pastors like you that have been sent. And I honestly thank God for America, for the amount of people the American church has sent in the last 125 years. I believe your family had a real investment in that as well. Your mum was praying that you would be a missionary?
Well, she was praying that I would follow the Lord's will wherever it would take me. But I would say, it's just a response to God's grace in our lives. And even those that supported me financially and with prayer, it was touching to see how many people were faithfully remembering me to the Lord every day. And that really, in those discouraging moments, it keeps you going. And when you know you're where God wants you to be, you really can't exchange that for anything else in the world.
Yeah. Hey, I love you, brother. Well done for what you've done for the Lord for so many years now. And thanks for joining us this morning on Rise and Shine on Vision Christian Radio.
Awesome. Hey, thanks for this opportunity. It's been good.
Amazing, Andy.
Wasn't
so
he a
much
cool
fun.
guy?
He was cool.
You know what? I actually was lost at the Congress, and I was
you
on my
were lost.
electric scooter. I'd scooted there, and I was downstairs, and it was upstairs. And I'm sort of walking around my scooter thinking, where is this place? And I saw this guy, and I thought, he looks like a pastor. So I went up to him, I said, oh, brother, do you know where this World Baptist Congress is? Yeah, I'm there, man. And I said, can you show me where? So he took me up in the lift, and then we found it. And I said, hey, can I interview you as well? So that's how it happened. Very organic.
Well, that is, and I know where you mean, actually. It is a bit confusing, that convention centre in Brisbane, because you're coming down the bottom and it's right the way at the other end. There's a bit of walking involved.
Well, I scooted there via the underground car park, and then I got into the ground floor. No, it wasn't too cray-cray. I'm very safe on the scooter.
Oh, good to hear.
Very
those
safe.
crazy, they have to be safe on the scooter.
They can be cray-cray. No, mine doesn't go too fast, and I don't want it to go too fast.
Good.
And whenever I'm around people on footpaths and bike paths, I slow right down.
That sounds very un-Andy-esque.
No. Well, Fel, it's all about measured risk-taking.
Okay.
I'll take risks when there's no one else around so no one else can be harmed. But when there's other people around, Fel, I'm all about safety.
Oh, I love that. Well done.
The Rise and Shine podcast.
Look, it's probably is best that we leave now and hand over to the rest of the Vision crew for the day.
Yes.
We'll let him say goodbye.
He agrees with you, Fel.
He does. Have a wonderful weekend. We're back with the best bits tomorrow and back on Monday.
Thanks for taking time to listen to this audio on demand from Vision Christian Media. To find out more about us, go to vision.org.au.